fell in love with Maple Court a long time ago. I used to come here whenever I was still teaching school. We would come and do things for retired teachers. And my mom, I had mentioned it to her, and she was up here visiting with us. And she said, let's just go ride by. And I was so shocked and surprised when she said that, because I didn't want her to think we were forcing her into making any kind of a decision about something. And so we went and just drove by. And then a few days later, we were out. And she's like, aren't we nearby? Why don't we go by there again and let's go in? And somebody had already told me, you need to get on the waiting list. You need to get on the waiting list. And we walked in, and Shane happened to be right there as I came in. He walked around the corner, and I said, a friend of mine told me to see Shane, that he would give me all that. And he took us on a tour. She was super impressed. Can you think of any of the things that really impressed you about Maple Court to begin with? What were some of the things that impressed you the most about Maple Court?
Everyone seemed to be interested in how I felt, what I needed, where I would be if I came here.
Exactly. We just felt immediately, well, when you come in to Maple Court, it's different. You feel like you've stepped into somebody's home. And I have to say, one of the first things that she noticed, and it was also one of the first things I noticed when I first came here, was the piano, because she's used to playing the piano regularly. And so that was an added bonus for us. But it just feels like home. And then we saw the room, and I was like, this is it. This is it. This is the cutest spot. It's so perfect. And the people here, down to the very last person, we have had nothing but positive interactions with all the people that have worked here. And she has said over and over and over, and she's only been here a month or so, she's said over and over, everyone is just so nice. They're all so wonderful. The food is great. The activities are stellar. And the whole atmosphere, just, you feel like you're in your own house. And to be able to do that in a facility like this is amazing. To be able to accomplish that is amazing. And you kind of like all the little stuff extra too. Like she likes the decorations on the door that we tricked out. I had some help from my daughters. Do you like all that stuff too?
Oh, there's just all kinds of pluses when you think about home, and then you find someplace else that's home.
That's a good way of putting it. That's an excellent way of describing it. When you think about home, and then you realize that you can have that feeling, and you're not in your own home that you've lived in. I mean, she had lived in the same house for, how long were you in that house when you all built it? 40 years?
Mm-hmm.
Were you in that house 40 years?
Yeah.
Had lived in the same house for 40 years and then all of a sudden moved. That is quite the challenge. And she has, number one, handled it like a rock star. But everyone here, over and over, I would come in and she would say, you know, someone came to me today and told me how grateful they were that I was here. That makes a huge difference to people. And I cannot emphasize enough how much the welcoming attitude of everyone here has meant to us. To me especially, it's like I'm like a parent leaving a kindergartner for the first day of kindergarten. I came back and checked on her. I went with her down to the dining room to make sure she talked to all the other boys and girls, and that she made friends, and that she got to the right place. And I didn't have to worry about any of that. I came in the very next morning after we left her here and Katie said, well, after dinner last night, I need to tell you about your mom. And I was like, oh my goodness, what did we do? She said, she sat down at the piano and played for all of us. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. I just knew it was going to be like, she's not the dancing on the table kind of lady, but I thought maybe she might have become one in the 24 hours since I had left. She had started dancing on tables and I was getting ready to be kicked out. And it's just been a wonderful experience, really wonderful.